Good evening, all of you. My name is Irina. I'm a psychotherapist at Illuminations Wellbeing Center in UAE, in Dubai. And today's topic for our webinar is mental health and hormonal health, how they're interlinked, right? Rather, we call it hormonal balance. So before I start, I would like to set some guidelines for this webinar. During the webinar, you might have a few questions. So I would like you to, since you are all muted, I would like you to write on the chat. And as I see questions coming in, I will be answering them there and then, okay? All right, so mental health and hormonal balance, how are they interlinked? Now, what are hormones? Hormones are these chemical compounds. We know they are manufactured in our physical body in the system called endocrine system. We have endocrine glands, and these glands manufacture hormones. And when we talk about healthy hormones, we talk about their balance in respect to each other, right? So I want you to imagine that hormones are different instruments, musical instruments, that they're playing this beautiful symphony. Okay. Now what happens is that depends on what age we are, the symphony changes. So it's still in the balance. So your symphony when you are a child is totally different. When you are in puberty, in teenage, it's completely different. And then you go through the adult life, and then you go to the old age, and towards the end of our life, your music comes to the end, and we go through the transformation through death. So that's what happens metaphorically to our hormones. So it's impossible to expect that kind of music it used to play at one age is going to continue till the end. So what do we mean by correlation between emotional health and hormonal balance is that hormones are responsible for many aspects of your life. For example, they are responsible for your moods. They are responsible for your memory, your metabolism, your appearance, how you look, your aging, your appetite, your sleep patterns, your sex drive, your response to the stress, right? So they're very important part of our physical body, and since they're physical entities and they're manufactured in physical body, obviously they get affected by physical triggers such as how much you sleep, for example, what you eat, what kind of environment in terms of probably pollutants or temperature that you go through, how stressful that environment is for you. So they get affected by physical triggers. And personally, I've done a lot of research because I'm very curious, and my music is changing now, and so I'm very passionately researching different diets and how food affects our hormonal balance. However, I'm not the expert, and I don't intend to share that with you. In case you are struggling with some of the aspects, some of the symptoms at the physical level, I'm very open to receive your emails, and probably I can direct you or guide you through some research that I've already done that you could read up about it or listen to some videos out there. So what I'm intended to do here is how can we support through mental processes our hormonal balance, because since it affects our moods, can we do something with our moods, and does it have effect on our hormonal balance, right? So that's the intention of the webinar. Now, before I start this topic, there is a very important thing that I've observed through my therapies with my clients, my practice, that many times when client comes and has issues, let's say with anger, mood swings, or extreme anxiety, or bout of sadness, and obviously these are the symptoms of mental conditions or health not being optimized, and you would want to go and refer to psychiatrists, but many times when these clients refer to endocrinologists, their symptoms are resolved. So there is absolutely scientific evidence that hormonal balance will create a lot of mental health. Okay. Now, what we want to discuss right now is not the physical body, but the energy body that we carry, right? So imagine that these endocrine glands are the factories that manufacture the product called hormones. Now, there is an energy supply to these factories, and this energy supply in Eastern philosophy is chakras. So chakras are the places in our body which correlates and corresponds to your endocrine glands. And there are 7 major chakras that we are going to talk about today. And these chakras are related to endocrine glands, and endocrine glands are obviously producing particular hormone that is useful in particular way for our physical well-being and emotional well-being. So let's begin. The first one, the chakra is called root chakra, and chakras are kind of energy vortices that move very, very fast, and the root chakra is directed towards the earth. Okay, so root chakra is, for your visualization, because I intend to teach you some meditation, it's red in color. Okay, it's on the base of the spine, and it is related to your adrenaline glands. Adrenaline glands are manufacturing very important hormones, which are called stress hormones, right? Stress hormones are needed when you perceive the danger in your life. So there's a cortisol, there is adrenaline, and you need this hormone when you need to perform, especially physically when you need to perform, when there is a danger around you in your environment, and if you have to run or fight for yourself, you need this hormones. Now, root chakra, when it's optimized and when it works well and when its energy is flowing freely, is giving you the sense of stability, sense of belonging, and sense of being, included in the system. So the other side of the coin, the negative aspect, when you are experiencing extreme fear or anxiety, is when these hormones go quite out of balance, right? Now, fear, most of our fears that we consider as of today, if we look back, is learned fears, because most of them are not even real. We know that even with the current situation of the COVID-19, right? Yes, it's a danger. We understand it. We understand the scientific part of it. However, the lot of aspects of fears that we have created around this is not even real. So we get not only scared of getting disease, but we get scared because we are under lockdown, because we can't travel, we can't meet our loved ones, etc., etc. So the fear is the root cause of hormonal imbalance to begin with at the level of the root. Now, even though these are different factories and they have very clear understanding of what they need to manufacture, and whatever they manufacture have clear understanding why they are needful or useful, but when one comes out of order, it affects all of them, right? They work like synergetically. It's not 1 + 1 is 2, it's rather 1 + 1 is 11. So even with our initial metaphor to start with, if they're playing the music, let's say if violin goes out of order, entire symphony is going to be lost, right? So what you are going to hear is going to be quite disturbing rather. So fear is something that we need to work on in the first place. Now, how to work on the fear? There are various techniques, of course, in therapy as well, and what you can do yourself. But fear is not something negative, right? There is a strength in fear as well. So what we are going to do today, we are going to look at the strengths of these unpleasant sensations and the feelings and emotions that we are feeling at every level of our evolution and our chakras. Now, the second chakra that we have is called sacral chakra. It's a little up than the spinal cord, and this chakra is orange in color for your imagination and visualization. That will help. And what its importance is to experience the pleasure in life. Okay, all kinds of pleasure with all your 5 senses as well, right? Now, when this chakra is not working well, you are going to experience the hormonal imbalance, and these hormones are gonads like ovaries and testicles. Primarily it's estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone, and we know what they cause, and we are going through these imbalances. I mean, females go through almost every month. Some feel it, some don't. And then we have the challenging times of, you know, perimenopause, and then menopause, and then postmenopause. But what's the unpleasant side of this energy is the shame and guilt. So if we are stuck into shame or guilt in our life for extended periods of time, that is going to affect our hormones at this level. Now, see, we go through a lot of mistakes in our lives. We are all humans, we make mistakes. And when you make a mistake, only when you get a little more wisdom and experience or expertise, then you realize it's a mistake, right? Even if somebody tells you it was a mistake, until unless your awareness and your wisdom matches to kind of look at it and introspect, you will not agree most of the time. So making mistake is not the crime. Not recognizing it is also not a crime. Time will come, wisdom will come, and you will be able to accept it. But to get stuck into that guilt and shame is completely crucial. Okay. Now you will ask, what do we do then with this guilt and shame? You cannot avoid it, number one. So to fight it with it is just waste of energy. What you need to do is find the strength within that guilt. Okay, Sakshi, I'll get back to you. I've received your message. So finding the strength into the guilt is to look at, what did I learn? So from this mistake that I've done, I felt ashamed, I feel guilty. What did I do? And what kind of strength do I get there to generate the right actions? So do I get the strength to go and apologize if I need to? Or do I get the strength to still continue the process and you know, do it differently, for example? Yeah, depends on what is the mistake. But stepping into the strength of the guilt is very, very important, rather than being sad, angry, beating yourself up because you have done the mistake. Then you come to the third chakra, which is the solar plexus, which is yellow in color. Again, these are the colors, so red, orange, and yellow, that you can use in your meditation once we do this imagination. It's called solar plexus, and the endocrine gland that is related to it is pancreas, and pancreas manufactures insulin, one of the very, very important hormones for our body. And many people are, you know, suffering from insulin resistance. It's a very known word you must have heard, right? It's not the diabetes, but it's a one step below the diabetes, which is the insulin resistance. It causes a lot of issues in physical body. It causes a lot of issues in your emotional body as well. So what you are experiencing is loss of control. So desire here at the solar plexus is to be in charge of your life, which is amazing. You need to be in charge of your life. You need to be responsible for everything that you create in your environment. However, the flip side of the coin is the anger, because I feel I'm not in charge. I feel I've lost control. It creates a lot of anger. All right. Now, the anger is always a cover up for something deeper. So we call anger like a secondary emotion in therapeutic language. Anger is always trying to camouflage or kind of hide the true feelings of either fear or helplessness or sadness, right? So it's very important at this level, when you are experiencing the anger, to kind of be with yourself and ask this question: what is my true feeling? I'm angry. So am I angry because I'm sad? Am I angry because I'm scared? Am I angry because I feel helpless? So to come through true feelings is going to give you the strength, because anger gives you a pseudo strength, because when you are angry, you are much stronger than you are, let's say, sad or helpless, right? Therefore, we are more addicted to feeling of anger than to feeling of sadness. So it's important to get into the truths of the feeling and then take strength from there to act on it, to do something about it, right? Instead of changing the feeling. The next one at the level of chakra, it's called heart chakra. It's green in color. However, heart is not part of endocrine system. There is a thymus, which is the gland, which is the part of endocrine system, and it's very, very important part because it's really is directed to your immune system. Okay, so your immune system functions well when thymus functions well. Now, heart is obviously related to your love and acceptance of everything around you. That's actually what true love is, when you accept the situation, when you accept the person, when you accept the relationship the way it is. And when you close it, and when you are bitter or you are in rage, yeah, anger, rage, grief, that's what affects your heart, your heart chakra, that or affects your energy at the heart level, and it directly affects your immune system. And if you look at the immunity, what's the purpose of your immunity? Immunity is to save you, right? Immunity is to heal you. Immunity is kind of self-love towards yourself. So something is not okay in your body, and your immune system steps in and makes sure that it heals it. So if you don't have the loving and accepting nature within your grief and sadness and anger and resentment and rage, then your immune system works against you, and you get then conditions such as autoimmune disorders. Now the next one is the throat. And the throat, we know there is this small little butterfly kind of a gland that's called thyroid. This chakra is blue in color. And with thyroid also, thyroid is extremely powerful. If thyroid goes off, then all the hormones get up and down. And I'm sure you must have checked your thyroids sometimes in your life. It's T3 and T4 in your blood report. So with thyroid and with throat chakra, it's your expression. How do you express who you are, what you feel, okay, what you think? Now, expression can be free only if you believe in yourself, only if you are comfortable with yourself, if you believe you are enough. Now, flip side of this chakra and energy is when you feel jealous, okay? And most of the times when we get jealous, or we sometimes call it envy, and then we almost hate ourselves because we know it's a very, very bad behavior, right? And then we have defense mechanisms stepping in saying, oh, I'm have this white envy, or, you know, red envy or pink envy, to kind of say that I don't mean bad to you, but I feel sad that I'm not enough. Okay, so for example, if you look at somebody, they have a wonderful relationship, they are going through honeymoon, and it's been like third or fourth decade of their life, and you have here a challenge in your relationship and you're struggling with your partner, and then there is this feeling of jealousy. Why me, or why not me? Why I'm not able to? So why am I not enough to do it? And that has to be the invitation, instead of getting into a down spiral of jealousy and everything that it brings upon you, to recognize and say, so it means that I can progress. It means there is a room for growth. It means that I'm already recognizing it, and let me just look into it. How can I improve the situation? So stepping into the strength of the jealousy is something that you can complement to balance your thyroid hormones, right? Everything that we are talking about here is complementing your healing. So if you have any of the symptoms, any of the physical symptoms, and you want to go to endocrinologist, which is a very wise decision, and you are going to be, you know, taking some medication as your doctor prescribes, it's always extremely powerful to support your doctor and complement yourself with those medical treatments, right? Because if you are not emotionally well, your physical healing is going to be sabotaged for sure, right? Now, the next one is our favorite third eye. So third eye is the most popular chakra. There are a lot of meditations about third eye, how to open it. There are a lot of workshops and trainings about the third eye. So what actually is third eye is again another endocrine gland, which is your pituitary gland, and it has again multiple responsibilities in terms of manufacturing the hormones, and one of the most popular ones is the human growth hormone, which is responsible for, you know, building you and replenishing you, every tissue, every part of you. And at the emotional level, what you are experiencing, the unpleasant side of it is indecisiveness and sometimes confusion. So if your pituitary works well, you are more clear-minded, you are more confident in, you know, deciding this or that. But if you are not, then there is a lot of confusion. And when you are confused, and when you have kind of observed your journey and you say, okay, year ago I was confused about this, and 6 months ago I was confused about this, and today I'm not able to take this decision, you kind of again self-criticize yourself and beat yourself up for something so small as confusion. Confusion is nothing but two things, okay? Number one, either you don't have enough information, and the best thing is to inquire, ask around, read, go to a professional if there is a confusion, right? Number two is a fear of taking decision which is going to give you consequences that you do not want to experience. So these are two things. So if you observe that there is a pattern of being confused or pattern of not being able to take that step forward when you want to, then you need to go back and look at your fears at the first chakra, which is the root chakra. Okay, so the upside of it, when you are confused, if you recognize that I need more information, I need more learning, there is still scope of growth, is going to help you to move forward and actually take those steps and, you know, sign up for the workshop or buy the book or webinar or ask around, go to professional that's going to inspire you or motivate you, push you forward. And the last chakra that out of the 7 major chakras is the crown chakra. I'm sure you have heard the crown chakra as well, which is right here at your crown. And the pineal gland, which is the tiny little gland associated with it, or that gland is corresponding this chakra, and it's very, very important gland. What it manufactures most importantly is melatonin, which is helping you to kind of relax, sleep deep, where your immune system can work and all other glands can work and completely heal and replenish your body. Now, when you are experiencing the negative side of this chakra or the energy, it's the feeling of rejection or being excluded, or you are being pessimist, or you don't have the motivation. So you might have an idea what you want to experience, what you want to do. You might even know how to do it, but you don't have the inspiration and motivation to do it. Okay, so here the strength is in, again, getting in touch with your root. Because when your crown is not working at its optimal level, you are not feeling grounded. So it's very, very important to get down, kind of fall down into your root and get that grounding feeling. Check your fears, check your, you know, what triggers your anxiety, and and step into that aspect, the strength of that fear and strength of that anxiety. Everything, no matter how unpleasant, how negative it looks, sounds, or feels, it has got its strength over there, right? It gives you something positive, otherwise you won't feel it. So idea is to find that and step into that energy. So the color here, I forgot. So here, the color is indigo blue, and here it's purple color. So right now, I would like to invite you to ask any questions, be it personal or be it what I just spoke. If you need any further information or explanation. Yes, Sakshi. So you have shared that you have a problem with your thyroid. So do you have any questions regarding this? Because there's no question, it's just a statement that you have sent. Yes, so are you taking medication for thyroid? Is it hypothyroid or hyperthyroid? And PCOS as well? Hypo. Okay. Okay. So again, as I said, the thyroid is about self-expression. Of course, it can be stress related. Yeah, everything is stress related, but what is the stress, right? That's exactly what we need to understand and then manage, because there are stresses which you cannot resolve. For example, it's a stressful situation in our world right now with pandemic, right? Can you do something about pandemic? Probably not, right? It is stressing you. It is stressing some aspects of your life. You can do something over there. But to manage your stress. So again, how are you expressing yourself during the stressful times, and what stresses you? Is stress directly affecting your freedom of speech or freedom of expression rather? Because hypo means you are not able to express, right? And you are kind of taking everything inside you. So the first thing is to invite yourself to learn how to communicate in a manner which is loving, respectful towards the other without any blame, because there are various reasons why we don't do it. Either we are scared that we are going to hurt someone, and there's a huge possibility that you can hurt someone with your communication, or you have been told already that you are hurting someone, or you are scared of being rejected, or there could be various underlying, triggers that are hidden under just one symptom of self-expression. Or that could be that I don't feel good enough to express. What if others are going to, laugh at me? What if I say something stupid? So there are a lot of limiting beliefs associated with each and every chakra, with each and every emotion. Most of the times we say, I can't do something. It doesn't mean you can't do. It merely means that I've not yet learned how to do it. And most of the times, out of I have not yet how to do it, I don't even want to learn. Okay. However, what we say over and over again, oh, I can't do this. But truth is, I don't know how to do this. So it's very different. If I want to, I'm capable. I can learn. Thank you, Sakshi. Is there any other question? Yes, 1 second. I experience a lot of emotion 10 days before my periods, and they are, 1 second, before my periods, and they are a range of emotions, scared, insecurity, work, where I have reached in life, fear, and me staying fine, and that my optimum was last on for 2 days, first and my second day of period, and my start again. I've been reading a lot. I think around those specific 10 days, my estrogen falls down. Yes, that's right. Would there be a form of meditation or any form of healing which would help me go through it? Yes, absolutely. There are who's this Neha? Yes, there is a meditation. First of all, let me talk about the meditation. Now, meditation scientifically has been proven. See, we spoke about these hormones, but there are many other hormones which are called neurotransmitters. They're like a small little messengers, right? So number one such messenger is called like a happy messenger, serotonin, and you know that serotonin levels need to be high, and when we go through sadness or when somebody is under depression, their serotonin levels are very low. So meditation helps increases the level of serotonin. The second one is the calming chemicals or hormones, which is GABA, and meditation, any form of meditation, simple mindfulness, just sitting and observing your breath helps to boost your GABA levels, right? Another one is endorphins, again, like happy hormones, right? Endorphins also are going up when you regularly meditate. So meditation is one thing that's like your insurance policy. You don't have to even pay anything for it. You just need to have 5 to 10 minutes a day. And if you have those 5 minutes like multiple times a day, it's amazing what it can do for you. Growth hormone, right? It's like a fountain of youth. It boosts your growth hormone. The sleep, melatonin, right? It's extremely important that you sleep in absolute dark. And I know many people have this habit of, putting the eye badge on while they're asleep. They think that darkness needs to be only in the eye, which is not true. Your entire physical body needs to sleep in darkness, right? Only then your melatonin is excreted, and only then your immune system works at its highest and best. So, in fact, there was one research done about this melatonin levels, that meditation increases it from 98 to 300%. Can you imagine this? Just like 5-10 minutes a day we're talking about. As well as it decreases cortisol levels. It increases DHEA levels. So that has been already scientifically proven that you need to meditate. Any meditation, whether you go online and you like the guided meditation or white light, or you can just sit into the active mindfulness, where it means that you just probably close your eyes or have your eyes open, doesn't matter, and just be mindful of your being, of your breath, of your sensations, of what you can sense in your nostrils, of what you can taste in your mouth, what you feel on your skin. Just 5 minutes, let all those thoughts, even disturbing thoughts or pleasant thoughts or irrelevant thoughts, come and go, but don't run behind them. Just sit and focus on your sensations. You can choose multiple sensations together, or you can just go with one. Probably focusing on one aspect of your being is easier initially, and then you can kind of expand your awareness. And that's the easiest way to meditate. But some of you might find, guided meditations, kind of visualizations, easier to do, and that's very, very helpful. However, that there is estrogen and progesterone dance happening before each cycle, and some of us experience it more and some of us don't sense it at all. What you can do is, there still will be a pattern of these bouts of fear. So probably in that particular time when you are caught up into the fear is not the right time to deal with it. But when you have passed that wave, then it's a right time to introspect and do something about that fear. Either do it yourself or go and refer to some professional, because every time you deal and face your fear, it just goes away. Because most of our fears are not even real. They're just learned behaviors in our childhood. We watch our parents, we watch adults, how they behave, what kind of fears they have. And if you look into the families, there's a pattern. So if mother is scared of dogs and kids are also scared of dogs, there's a big chance, right? Or mother is scared of something and then kids kind of pick up that anxiety and the fear. So dealing with it rather than putting it under the carpet is the best. Yes, Neha, if you could tell me what are this overwhelming, like what are you experiencing together that's so overwhelming? Is it anger or sadness, or what are the feelings? Then I could answer that question. Okay, I've already answered that, I guess, for Neha. Anything else? Okay, I understand. And we are kind of in a similar situation, almost all of us, with current situation, with insecurities of job and, financial aspect of our life, as well as health aspect. And most of us are not even with our loved ones because of lockdown, and that's quite challenging. So taking one step at a time is very, very important. Okay, when you are overwhelmed, you can write down all your feelings and emotions and all your beliefs, what you believe about it, because the most of the times, if there is a financial issue, let's say I've lost my job, right? So it's a issue, it's an actual stress factor. However, what creates the levels, what takes this level of the stress up, is that I'm imagining that I will not get job at all. So it's permanent. Joblessness becomes permanent in my mind. And that's when this anxiety goes up, right? If you say, okay, I lost my job and I'm going to now take action. So step into the strength of losing job. Step into the strength of that sadness, of that loss, of that grief, to take action. If you step into the weakness of that, that will stop you from going forward and sending your CV on, going for the interview, or even performing well during your interview. So find the strength within that unpleasant emotion and the feeling, which I want to shoulder and help, but it gets too much with my range of emotions. Yes. I have been doing these webinars quite often, and I have one with the tool of tapping. Okay, so probably if you send the email to Illuminations, they'll send you the link, and you could watch. There's a tool which is going to help you with your, releasing your anger and sadness and negative or unpleasant feelings and emotions from your body, because these feelings and emotions through your chakras that get generated, then they are stored in your meridian. So there are lots of tiny channels through each meridian that runs throughout your body and provides the energy, and emotions tends to get stuck there when we don't release it, right? And then that creates physical pains, aches, and chronic diseases. So watch that video, and I'm sure that you are going to find a lot of relief. Yeah, but it needs to be, again, practiced regularly and in times when you are experiencing those feelings and emotions. Anyone else with questions? Or else I would like to offer one guided meditation, which you can do on your own as well, to kind of balance your chakras and balance your hormones and complement your whatever else you are doing for your hormonal imbalances, right? So if it's okay, let's begin. I would invite you to just sit very, very comfortably in any posture that you like. It won't be more than maybe 7 to 10 minutes, this meditation. And just close your eyes. And as your eyes are closed now, I would like to bring your focus, your awareness completely on your breathing. And just pay attention to your breath as if today is the first time you have noticed that you are breathing. So pay attention how oxygen goes, air goes through your nostrils, how it moves down through the windpipe, how it goes right to the lungs, how your lungs expand and then contract, and how the air comes back and out of your system. And just observe that you are breathing. You don't have to do much for it. You are breathing without your focus as well. So just observe how you're breathing, whether it's rhythmic or not, whether it's deep or shallow, doesn't matter. Just observe without changing how you are breathing. And now slowly bring your focus right from your nostrils to entire head. Observe what you're experiencing in your head. Observe how you're feeling your hair, whether it's touching your cheeks or neck. If you're wearing these specs, just observe the heaviness and the pressure it creates when it's resting on your nose and on your ears. And slowly kind of scan your body now, moving to your neck. Feel if there is a desire to swallow, and feel your shoulders. Notice if your shoulders are moving with each in-breath and out-breath. And slowly bring your awareness to your chest. And notice how your chest expands and then contracts. And from your shoulders, you can bring your awareness to your arms. What are you sensing on the skin of your arms? How are your arms resting? What's the pressure at your elbows, your forearms, your wrists, your fingers? If you're wearing any bracelet, any watch or rings, just kind of notice that sensation. And then notice from your chest into your abdomen. How does your abdomen move with each breath that you take? And you can move your awareness to your lower abdomen. And simultaneously you can move back and notice what you are feeling in your back. Right from your neck to the upper back, to the middle back, to the lower back. Without any intention to change any sensations or any feelings, just observe. And now notice how you are sitting on your chair, on your couch, on your bed. What kind of pressure do you experience on your buttocks, on your thighs? Notice your knees. And notice your calf muscles. And your ankles. And your feet. And now let's use your imagination and imagine that there are roots growing right from your feet, going down, 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 touching the surface of Earth, and then going deep down into the Earth, right up to the core of the Earth. And notice how stable, how grounded, how strong those roots make you feel. And now use your imagination. Even if you can't visualize, just think about that your roots are into this deep core of Mother Earth, which is red in color, and it begins to soak the energy of the earth, the energy that's so grounding, and it begins to absorb and it begins to transfer it upwards right at your feet, and it's rising up through every muscle, every tissue, every bone, every ligament of your legs, moving up higher and higher and higher through your knees, into your thighs, and into your lower part of your spinal cord, the tip of your spine. And this energy is red and it's moving, and the speed of its movement, direction of its movement is absolutely natural. And as it is moving, I want you to tell yourself that I'm becoming stable. And keep repeating mentally and sensing emotionally what it causes, what kind of state, mental state it is causing. I'm becoming stable with every breath. And you can think or imagine as this ball of light, which is red, is moving, it is kind of getting rid of, throwing out limiting beliefs that generate fear in the past, or the energy of fear itself. You might be conscious about what these are, or it might be totally unconscious. As you repeat, I'm becoming stable, or I'm becoming more and more stable, there are a lot of redundant stuff that is thrown away from this ball. And whenever you feel that this ball is moving into a rhythm that's normal, that's natural, and there is nothing else that moves out from that ball, focus on it and notice how this energy rises up approximately 4 or 5 fingers above or below your navel. That's your second energy point, sacral. It becomes orange in color. It becomes to move in its own rhythm. That's most natural for you right now. And you begin mentally to repeat to yourself, I'm open to pleasures of life. I'm open to pleasures of life. And step emotionally into that feeling that these words generate for you. And imagine as this orange ball moves round and round, it begins to discard old redundant beliefs or energies that you have been holding in form of guilt or shame in this area. And as that happens, your unconscious mind and probably conscious mind as well steps into this strand of learning from all of those experiences which you are not even probably consciously aware anymore. And once you feel the rhythm of the movement of this ball kind of changed and there is nothing else that it is discarding away, bring your focus onto your solar plexus, which is right at the navel, and the color of this energy changes into yellow. And again, there is completely different rhythm of movement of the energy. However you are experiencing it, whether you are visual and you can clearly see it or imagine it or just think about it, that's more than enough. And begin to repeat mentally to yourself, I take responsibility and charge of my life. I'm taking responsibility and charge of my life, and step into mental state, emotional state of what these words are generating for you. And as this beautiful yellow ball begins to move in its own rhythm, it begins to get rid of redundant, unnecessary beliefs that you have created for yourself once upon a time when it was needed. But right now, as you step into responsibility and taking charge of your life, those beliefs become redundant. You might or might not be consciously aware of what these beliefs are, but just go through the process. And intuitively, when you feel that the rhythm is most natural for you, the movement of this yellow ball, and there is nothing else that it discards, just bring this energy up to your heart and imagine a beautiful green energy ball at your heart. And mentally repeat to yourself, I'm open to self-acceptance and self-love. And obviously, you can change these words in your own language that makes more sense to you. You can say, I begin to love and accept myself. And as this beautiful ball of green color begins to move, it also releases useless, as of now, redundant self-beliefs. And gradually the rhythm of this movement is going to settle to most appropriate one for you. And that's the time you bring your focus back onto your throat and allow this green to slowly move to the throat, become blue in color, and begin to rotate and move in a specific rhythm. And now mentally repeat to yourself, I am enough and I express with love. You might want to repeat this entire sentence. You might want to say only I'm enough or only I express with love, whatever resonates with you. And again, think and imagine that you are just getting rid of all redundant beliefs, consciously and unconsciously, from your throat. And as you do that, you might observe the blue color becomes more vibrant, and the same is true for any chakra if you're a visual person. Or you can sense and feel the vibration at different level. Or you can just think that it has already got rid of all redundant stuff and it's moving at the most appropriate rhythm and speed for you. And just the intuitive, feeling. And when that happens, you bring this energy up to your third eye, right in between your eyebrows and slide behind, like inside your crown. And that's an indigo color, indigo blue. And now mentally repeat yourself that I'm open to ideas. Or I'm aligned with my ideas, whichever works better for you. And again, imagine or think that any other blockages that has been blocking this particular energy level with any limiting beliefs, any fears are just getting rid or being thrown out through this ball of energy. And it begins to kind of settle down. And once you feel that it's settled and it's moving in most natural, appropriate rhythm for you, bring your focus and bring this energy to your crown, right at the pit of your scalp, and it becomes a purple in color. And mentally repeat to yourself, I'm one with universe. I'm connected. I'm together, if that brings you into a more specific, more known mental state. You can say, I'm together, or I'm open. I'm one with universe. I'm connected. And let this ball of energy keep spinning and kind of letting out all redundant stuff, beliefs. And now imagine this beautiful light from your crown kind of gets out of your scalp, and like a fountain, beautiful fountain of all 7 colors, just washes your body, your skin, and kind of creates like a beautiful shield, 7-color shield around you, very well balanced. And then to come out of this beautiful experience, always just focus either on your feet and move your toes, or your hands. You can move your fingers, you can touch your palms and rub them. You can bring them, your palms, onto your eyes. Become aware of your physical presence completely, and then you can open your eyes. And then you could share your experiences. If there is any question about the practice of this exercise, of this meditation. Thank you, Sakshi. Thank you, Neha. Thank you. Thank you, Shahida. So you had a good experience. So almost everyone is feeling like relaxed and balanced. So you could do this very simple exercise, right? You could do it really every day. Right now, I was going very gradually, slowly through it. But what you can do is you can do it very short one. Yeah, if you don't have time, because time is the biggest excuse for all of us, even in times of lockdown. So you can just do it for maybe 2-3 minutes. And sometimes what you can do is you can work only with one chakra. That's the whole thing, that when I started, right? If you understand that you have an issue, let's say at the thyroid, for example, somebody has mentioned, yeah, or PCOS. So if you have at the sacral chakra, right? So you can go there and you can kind of dig deeper into it, yeah, into that guilt or shame or whatever are the feelings that you are stuck with, and find the strength other side of this feeling and step into it and just cleanse only that part. You can do that also. Thank you, everyone. If you have any questions, you can email to me, right? Tomorrow, day after, if anything just pops up, you can just always get in touch and email to me. Thank you for this lovely experience, and see you again on another webinar, right? Bye-bye. Good night. Have a lovely evening all.